Well folks, here we go, the first race of the new season rolling out onto the Rock FM Beachlands Speedway, the Saloon grade, competitive, fiercely competitive grade here at Beachlands Speedway over a number of seasons now. We just saw the 98D machine of Blair Findlay do a couple of laps, look fairly evil handling the 98D machine of Blair Findlay. Of course, like many of these competitors, a big off-season engine rebuild and freshen had been performed on that car. Only had garage revs on it to that point, so that was the first hit out for a fresh engine for the 98D machine. The 16D, of course, Peter Kirk, North End Motors, Geraldine, Pro Signs looking after the 16D. One to watch, a real wheelman is Peter Kirk. Roll them around once more. Can't be too far away from going live here at the Rock FM Beachlands Speedway. Of course, a big welcome to everyone out there in the arena. Social distancing nicely. And everyone on the pits watching from the comfort of home. The pace cars to the infield, the lights are down, and we are going live here at Beachlands Speedway, this time by Peter Kirk, Dave McCallion, your front row. Green in the air. Racing now, McCallion away to the early point. Matt Green looking to buy into that one. Aaron Andrews goes across the infield at turn number one. Matt Green gave Peter Kirk the hurry up. Moves through into second position. McCallion pushes through the middle of 3 and 4, and Green to the point. Too wide at the stripe. McCallion and Green. Dave McCallion pulls the over-under, has to check up mid-corner, and Matt Green will lead down the back straight in the 59 car. Good battle for second, third and fourth. A little bit of contact between Andrews and Findlay, arguing over fifth position at the moment. Darren McLeod nibbling on the back of the 98 car, pushes up the racetrack. Matt Green, though, leads the way at 3 and 4. McCallion to the inside. Green to the stripe, though. And Peter Kirk now fighting his way into this one. So a good battle. Your top three. McCallion again had to check up. Looking racy, just looking for racing room. As Matt Green and that Dunedin City Motors 59D machine draws clear. McCallion struggling with the 26 car. Falls back into the clutches of Mark Newell, now battling for the third and fourth spots. Mark Newell makes light work of that one, and Peter Kirk goes after your race leader. Peter Kirk to the point. Matt Green was tardy at turn number 2 that time, and Peter Kirk letting it eat round the top at 3 and 4. That's where he likes to be. Matt Green now charging back. Peter Kirk comes downstairs at 1 and 2. Pushes up the racetrack. Matt Green to the point. Mark Newell tastes one here, I think, in the 96 car. Moves through into second position. Paul Carr, the lapper, checks up the leader. Green makes light work of the lap traffic. Mark Newell struggling a little bit. Gives Matt Green a little bit of breathing room. Smoke from Aaron Andrews' 57 car down through the field. Mark Newell now to the point. Mark Newell with a beautiful drive off of turn number 2. The 96 MV Motorsport car leading the way. To the white. The flag man thought about it, didn't present it. So white flag next time by. And it's all Mark Newell at this point. Blair Findlay's got through into fourth position as they come to the white. Quarter mile to run for the 96 MV Motorsport car. Brody Findlay's pulled off, he's had enough. The 77 machine, not to his liking. Peter Kirk got the fence at turn 2. Debris down the back stretch. I told you he's wild, folks. Mark Newell to the checkers, the 96 machine. Takes heat number 1 for the Saloons from Matt Green in the 59, Peter Couric in the 16. McCallion didn't make it to the stripe, so McCallion looks like possibly left front damage. So that race had more lead changes. Than we expected for sure. It looked early doors like Peter Couric had things covered. Mark Newell was in the fight all the way and takes a well-deserved checkered flag. So custom signs, ARB Dunedin, MV Motorsport, treads and Old Man Emu shock absorbers on the 96D machine. Pay them off, folks. Let them hear you.
Hi, welcome to X Factor Cars, Southland's multi-award winning pre-owned dealership. Stockists of classic collectibles, V8s, family vehicles, trade vehicles and everything in between. Thinking American or Aussie muscle, family vehicle or custom? Think X Factor Cars.
Stock cars next after this one, folks. That'll be interesting. There's some very shiny new equipment. Excited to see the Jacob Bolton brand new Peter Reesville 861 stock car. That's next up, but our attention at the moment on the Mulford Holdings Youth Saloons. The lights are down as they roll to the green. Caleb Marshall inside of the front row. Maddie Stewart in the 828 car on the outside of the front row. Green is waving and we're underway. Stewart away to a good start. Marshall in the 88 car digs around the pole line. Stewart up high, too wide for the race lead at turn number 2. Down the backstretch we go, still too wide. A little bit of contact down through the field, 3 wide back there. Lap traffic coming into it. The 65 car of Caitlin Bennett just finding her feet. Shannon Simons climbed the fence off at turn number 4. That was wild. And it's on for Young in the Youth Saloons. Maddie Stewart leading the way. The 18 car, of course, Matthew Thomas running in second. Caleb Marshall in third, looking low side on the racetrack. The lappers making this one interesting. Another Bennett, Ashley Bennett, holding her line down at 3 and 4. Maddie Stewart just picking her way through the lap traffic. The closing speed is quite horrendous, scary to watch at the moment. Maddie Stewart leads the way. We're 2 wide for third. Marshall and Tahura got together at turn number 2. Leo Bennett buying into that one. So the race lead is Maddie Stewart in the 828. Crosses the stripe, starts another quarter mile journey round the Rock FM Beachlands Speedway, pushes up the racetrack, 2 wide for the race lead. Matthew Thomas now down the back straight. A newcomer, Matthew Thomas in the 18D machine, working nicely round the pole line at 3 and 4. Beachlands Speedway, quarter mile around the concrete at the bottom. Caleb Marshall in the 88 now giving chase. So it's Honda, leading Honda at the moment. Matthew Thomas with Caleb Marshall now winding that rubber band up. He'll let it fly. All about momentum. Keeping your momentum in these lower powered cars. The 1600cc maximum, I guess, are really good for AGE. Would be making about 140 horsepower. So they're not rocket ships, but they're being driven like them at the moment. Matthew Thomas in the 18D car, again with the lap traffic playing a part. This could be it, folks. Caleb Marshall went low side. They split a lapper. Lead change off turn number 4 that time. So it opened up for Caleb Marshall in the 88 car. Matthew Thomas goes low side, too wide for the race lead at turn number 2 this time. Down the back straight we go. It's Thomas on the bottom, Marshall on the top. Again with lappers not far ahead. Thomas takes the white flag. Marshall looking to do something about that. Low side move down at turn number 2. Steals the lead away from Thomas, who'll throw it hard into 3 and 4. But it's going to be Caleb Marshall to the stripe, the 88 car, in a good race from the 18 of Matthew Thomas. Third home was Leo Bennett in the 66. And I'm not sure. Probably Matty Stewart ran 4th. But it was all Caleb Marshall in the end. An insurance lap from both of our race leaders there to make sure that one was in the books. Caleb Marshall in the 88D machine gets the chocolates. And a great debut for the 18D machine. Matthew Thomas. First time we've seen him on the clay here at Beachlands Speedway. What a way to open the account. Having led a fair chunk of that one. Lap traffic definitely playing a part. Wangaloa Racing, Ag and Auto Direct supported 88D, Caleb Marshall takes first blood for the Mulford Holdings Youth Saloons. Stock cars on the dummy grid. Hope you're enjoying the action here, folks. Of course, the Rock FM Beachlands Speedway going live. Opening night here at Beachlands.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
Cars here at Beachlands Speedway for the first time this season, and this will be good, folks. Plenty of stock cars, plenty of beef, plenty of steel. About to explode. Talking points. Shay McKenzie making the move into the stock car grade. Of course, Shay McKenzie ran 2NZ in the street stock grade last season. 163D machine, the rotor dig excavation supported 163. Interesting to watch that transition. What about the 861 machine? Jacob Bolton, a brand new Peter Rees car. The 861. Jacob Bolton, certainly one to watch. Of course, Savannah Simon in the 7 machine. Casey McEwen in the 16 from Central Motor Speedway. Jenna Tree in the 10, another tank. Your standing starts for the stock cars. Contact grades, of course, start from the standstill, bumper to bumper. Ginger Dave lines them up. Make sure there's no gaps between these race cars. Savannah Simon needs to creep forward. Onto the back of the 99 of Neighbour. Jacob Bolton in that 861, starting from deep in the field. Interesting to see the first time the brand new Peter Rees built machine has hit the clay in anger. For race number 1, the Rock FM Beachlands Speedway. Stock cars with green in the air. The Valley Motor Corp pace car to the infield. Long hold, green, and we're away. Jesse Helm gets an early jump, and Nico Tahura being split by Borthwick in the 18. Tahura leading the way. Bailey Mitchell has gone around in front of McEwen, straightened him back up. Jacob Bolton making his way through the middle. Reds are on. The 489 car didn't move. Scott Casey didn't get away. Bailey Mitchell thinks he's leading this one. Carson Reed, of course, from Otago Towing, on duty in the wee red push truck. Makes light work of that one. Scott Casey to the infield. Leading the way is Nico Tahura, but look at the angry battle pack in behind. Lights are down. The 52 of McLennan went early. Green, and we're away. So Tahura, McKenzie, Fenn, your top 3. Bolton shifts the 79 of Mowat out of his way. So Bolton into 4th from deep. Simon's gone to the infield. McKenzie now racing hard on Tahura. The track looking an absolute picture. Jai Fenn in the 6 car goes through into 2nd. So Nico Tahura with a bit of breathing room. Tree's gone around off at turn number 2. Nico Tahura leading the way. Jenna Tree, the 10T machine. The first bit of lap traffic for our race leader, the 75 car of Nico Tahura. McKenzie puts a shot on Mowat down at turn number 3. McKenzie on Mowat again. McKenzie using the bumpers early. Takes him up high. And it's on for the race lead now at the point. Jacob Bolton. Lister Helicopters, Bolton Racing Team. Putting some pressure on the race leader. Jesse Helm's gone around at turn number 2 and the Reds are on for that reason. So Jesse Helm will take a push to the infield. There's Crumpin and Fruey jumping to Tomater. They'll get over there and dispatch the 21D car. Crumpin will back into the safety of the concrete. The lights will go down. Race leader Nico Tahura, green and away. So Jenna Tree trying to hold up the race leader. Gives Jacob Bolton the point. Fun and games in the stock cars. Tahura back to the lead. He won't have liked that one. So Jenna Tree in the 10T car, mixing it up. Jacob Bolton goes in on Tahura. And it's on for the lead now, folks. Tree mixing it up a lap down. Bolton shifts Tahura out of the way and will back his car pace. Gets on the brakes as Tahura comes back at him. In fact, Bolton to the infield, folks. Bolton's had enough car issues in the 861. Nico Tahura leads the way. I believe Gary Mowat must be running second in the 79 car from Riverside Speedway. White flag, 1 to run for Nico Tahura. Casey McEwen got himself turned inside out down the front stretch, gets underway now. McClenaghan going after Mowat. But the 75 car, Nico Tahura to the flag. Plenty of cars on the infield. But a little taste of what's to come this season here at Beachlands Speedway with the stock car grade. Healthy numbers. Nico Tahura, of course, Tahura sharing a great speedway family, the Tahuras. 228 machine, again, boiling the jug. That's Rodney Anderson. Bolton will take a push back to the pits. Jenna Tree in that 10T machine, the tank from Central Motor Speedway. Savannah Simon making her way to the pits under her own power. And Scott Casey's 489 getting a push back. So those cars will fire again. We'll see them a little bit later on. No doubt about that one. Production Saloons now roll out. Again, some new paint schemes, new colours. And the odd new car for the Production Saloons. So I flip my pages and get my head around where we're at. The 48 car. Tyler Kelk. Young Tyler Kelk, straight out of Youth Saloons.
Are you building a new commercial business or home? Or is it time that your existing premise has had a repaint anywhere in the South Island? Then Anderton Decorators have you covered. From floor to ceiling, wall to roof, Anderton Decorators offer the latest techniques, equipment and technology to make even the hardest tasks seem simple. Anderton Decorators also has the expert team to take the frustration out of your next project. Call Shane today on 027 Painting. That's 027 724 6846. Anderton Decorators. We have you covered.
About to go live for the first heat race of the year for the Production Saloons. Presney gets away well. Tyler Kelk will throw it in deep in the 48. Presney keeps the Fuga straight, rips round the top and streaks away down the back stretch. Violet Cummings in the 39D machine, opting for the bottom of the racetrack. Kirky cutting shapes through the middle of this one. Gary Cuff now working on the outside of the 24. Jared Constable. Violet Cummings battles her way into second position, the 39. Scary Violet Cummings. The well turned out little Honda Prelude. What can she do about Shane Presney, who leads the way in the 4D, the Nissan Fuga? The Falcons are too wide down through the field. Alan Kirk gets the better of Gary Cuff and gets some drive down the front stretch. So Alan Kirk's coming, folks. Presney leads from Cummings, then Kelk. Then Constable in the 63. That's Regan Constable, but Alan Kirk gets to his inside. Kirk's in fourth. Hip and shoulder on Constable. Goes low side on Tyler Kelk. So that's on. Too wide for third position. Kirk thinks better of that. Gary Cuff inside Constable. As the race lead goes too wide down the back straight. Violet Cummings now to the point. Presney work in the middle of the racetrack. Cummings round the pole line, round the bottom. And Violet Cummings hits the front. Tyler Kelk and Alan Kirk battling for third position at the moment. Kirky's ripping round the middle of the racetrack. Too wide for third position. Violet Cummings now with lap traffic. Will this play a part? The 44 machine. The well turned out Falcon of John Ling goes a lap down. The Hammer likewise in the 7. So Violet Cummings puts a couple of cars between herself and Presney. All but securing this one at the moment. It's absolutely on for third position. 3 wide for third. Tyler Kelk on the bottom. Gary Cuff now working his way through the middle. From Regan, Constable in the 63. White flag to the race leader, but the battle for third has my attention at the moment. Gary Cuff, Tyler Kelk, 2 wide at the stripe. The battle for third is well and truly boiling away. Tyler Kelk on the bottom. Gary Cuff gets good drive down the back straight. Gary Cuff slams the door on Kelk. And Cuff will hold on for third. Violet Cummings, meanwhile, has taken the race win in the 39 car from Presney in the 4. And as mentioned, the 19 of Gary Cuff got it done for third position. So a dominant performance in the end from Violet Cummings. Chased down Presney. Made the move. Got the job done, did Violet Cummings. The 39D 2.2 VTEC Honda Prelude doing the job. Scary Violet Cummings. Heat 1 in the production saloons here at Beachlands Speedway. Modified sprints, next category on the racetrack. At their first heat of the season. Give her a round of applause, folks. Violet Cummings in the 39D production saloon.
Hi, Malcolm Nardo from Suck It Up. We specialise in hydro excavation in the Canterbury region, safe dig methods around services. Also we do septic tank cleaning, drain cleaning, CCTV over your pipes. If you want an excellent service, please check us out on Facebook.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
And we will come to the green once more. Ewan Stewart inside of Vernon Helms on the front row. Green in the air. Green and away. Modified sprints. Fired up here at Beachlands Speedway. Vernon Helms to the point from Stewart. 2 wide for the race lead at turn number 2. Ewan Stewart in the 42 car digging. Vernon Helms rides the lightning down the front straight away, does Vernon Helms. Newsham looking quick in the 66 car mid-track. Good drive down the back. So it's Helms, Stewart, Newsham, Shanks, Johnson, your top 5 cars. Looks like Ryan Glover just feeling his way in the 52 car. Potentially car issues. I believe we'll see him roll to the infield. We do. Vernon Helms, just do it. The lightning bolt in the lightning sprint. Leading the way. Ewan Stewart in the 42 car. With an interesting trip through 3 and 4 that time by. Gets it all gathered up at the southern end of the racetrack. But that's given Vernon Helms a reasonably comfortable passage out in front. Mike Shanks now starting to apply the blowtorch. Shanksy's looking quick in the 22 car. Lap traffic. The 12D machine of Paul Davies. And it's on. There's contact between the leading pair of modified sprints. Vernon Helms struggling to find a way around the lap car of Davies. Mike Shanks goes along the outside, too wide for the race lead down at turn number 3. Through 4 we go, still too wide. Mike Shanks under the white flag, shorter race this one, only 8 laps, so it's Mike Shanks and Vernon Helms with half a lap to run. Shanks has stolen it, and Mike Shanks will ride it off of turn number 4 to the point. The 22i car takes heat number 1 from Vernon Helms. Ewan Stewart ran 3rd. Newsham in 4th. Then it was Johnson. Eight laps. Didn't take very long for the modified sprints. Quick little race cars. Mike Shanks will get his hands on that checkered flag. Street stocks lining up out the back. Excited to see them once more. After what was a busy off-season for all of those competitors. Huge season last year, of course, we saw the local Sir Mutt Hoondog, Daryl Richards, take the 1NZ. Was a very, very popular result. The New Zealand Street Stock Championship. Streeties will roll out. The modified sprints will roll back home. I'll shuffle my paperwork. I'll find the appropriate bit, and we will get on to the action here.
It's action for the whole family. With 23 tracks around New Zealand, there is no better way to spend your weekends than at a Speedway New Zealand track.
Here they come to the start-finish line again.
There's something for the whole family. Sprint cars, saloons, stock cars, sidecars, midgets, and much, much more. Pack up the family and make a trip to adrenaline-filled, action-packed bashes and crashes that only Speedway can deliver. Visit www.speedway.co.nz to find out the track nearest to you. Speedway, it's our summer thing.
Bloody oath it is, Speedway. We love it here at Beachlands Speedway. As the street stocks line themselves up. Ginger Dave again checking contact grade, so bumper to bumper starts. Some excitement among the street stock competitors revs up already. Ready to get it on here at Beachlands Speedway. I bet Lockie McLean wishes he was in his 187 machine as he looks on from the pace car, the territory to the infield. Green in the air. Racing and away. So Buddy Finch in the 187 was tardy off the line. Mixing it up though, goes after Adams, and Finch rides the wall a little bit down the back straight. 3 wide. Oh, up and over, huge roll, the 187. Boy, oh boy, that was massive. Buddy Finch and Lockie McLean's 187 has had a huge tumble. Dave throws the thumbs up. And we'll go racing once more. Ben Jenkins in the 345 car. Matt Stewart chasing hard. Braden Adams, the top three. There's a car park down at turn number 2. Big shot, the 8 car, the Hulk. Blackler got into the 118 of Alan Finch, who was stricken spinning. Dan McNally rolls to the infield. So no fire under the bonnet of that machine, the HQ Holden. Race leader, Ben Jenkins. Charging the BA Falcon around Beachlands Speedway. Bit of smoke from Braden Adams' machine. The 475 running in third. As things get a little bit strung out. Ben Jenkins now getting into the lap traffic. Murdy in the panel van, the 83 car on debut in the street stock grade. Jenkins puts him a lap behind. Matt Stewart, club president, flying in the 828 car. Can't hang with the lap speed of Ben Jenkins. Barra power in the Falcon. Tell you what, the 83 of Josh Murdoch sounds extremely crook. Running on about 3 cylinders. Daytona helm in the 318. Goes a lap down. Ben Jenkins takes the white flag. Race leader with 1 to run. Matt Stewart continuing to hold down second. And it's now on for third between Lavender and Adams. Lavender to the inside for the move into third position. Checkers go to the 345 of Ben Jenkins. Next home is the 828 of Matt Stewart. Third goes to Mitchell Lavender. Hoondog ran fourth in the 1NZ car from Adams. And the rest of the field would be a guess for me. And that concludes the first round of racing here, folks. The Rock FM Beachlands Speedway. Opening night. The action's coming at us thick and fast. Buddy Finch with the big pirouette rollover down there at 3 and 4 on the opening lap. Wild. Street stocks. Always turn it on here at Beachlands Speedway. Ag and Auto Direct, Tahura Shearing, Mike Hurring, Logging and Contracting, looking after the 345 BA Falcon of Ben Jenkins. Pay him off, folks. We'll play a tune. We'll be back with round number 2 here at Beachlands Speedway. Saloons on the dummy grid.
it, shift it, tow it, stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, chip it, we hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, plane it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
Back here live, Beachlands Speedway, Saloon's out on the racetrack. Gee, that was some nice tunes, Jace. Enjoyed that. Had me bouncing up and down. I put a request through for some Elton John and there was some terrible chat in my headphones. I'm not really sure that type of thing needs to be said at a family show. Of course, the Pits media putting on wicked coverage of Speedway, bringing the action to the people. Good crowd in as well. Of course, social distancing. The Flying Scotsman inside of that row, Stu Miller in the 10. Peter Kirk, the zip ties holding the right rear on that race car, the 16. We come to the green. Racing now. Beachlands Speedway, here's the roar of the Saloon grade. 360 cubic inches. The limit, McKellion working on the outside of McLeod. Your top three. Evil handlings. Straighten up at 3 and 4 for Mark Newell. Blair Finlay throws a slide and McKellion spun in front of everyone. Keeps the machine running. A lot of debris on the racetrack. At 3 and 4, the pace car will go and pick up some of that fiberglass. Finlay hit the front, the 98 car. Mark Newell's car went tight through 3 and 4. Straightened up. Looks like the fiberglass has come off the left front of the 59D machine. Matt Green, Dunedin City Motors supported 59D. So Blair Finlay, the 98D machine, leads the field to the restart. Green in the air. Hammer down. Let's do it, folks. Blair Finlay assumes the point of this one. Throws it into 1 and 2. Work in the middle of the racetrack. Darren McLeod checked up a little bit. We're too wide down through the field. Kirk, Green and Miller going over the minor positions. Finlay with the momentum in the 98D. Checking out of this one at the moment. From Mark Newell, Dave McKellion, the top three cars moving away from Darren McLeod. Oh, more contact between Miller and Green. And even more contact down the back stretch, more fiberglass flying. Matt Green won't have a car left at this rate. Right front damage now. Peter Kirk, the big bicycle through 1 and 2. That car stood right up. Wild looking race car at the moment. The 16D, the thing stood right up at both ends of the racetrack. He's a wheelman. Loves it rough, does Peter Kirk. Blair Finlay now puts a lap on Paul Carr, the 11. It's too wide for fourth place between McLeod and Green. McKellion's gone right upstairs looking for real estate. Matt Green's overcooked it with a half spin. McLeod gets him back. So good battle there for fourth position. It's all Blair Finlay leading the way, doing it comfortably at the moment. White flag for our race leader, quarter mile to run. He won't get the next lapper. So a clear run home for Blair Finlay in the 98D. Off a turn 4 to the checkers. Finlay, here comes Newell in second. And it's McCallion in third. Matt Green comes home in fourth position ahead of McLeod, Andrews, Curran, Miller. And of course Paul Carr was a lap down. So that's that for heat number 2 for the Saloons here at Beachlands Speedway opening night. And that was all Blair Finlay. Comfortable from start to finish in the 98D. Good family team, the Finlay team. Blair Finlay announces himself as a force to be reckoned with this season here at Beachlands Speedway. I Paint Limited, of course, Blair's business. He can be found on Facebook.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
Green and racing with the Mulford Holdings Youth Saloons. Heat number 2. Look at Brooke Soper in the 8 car, chopping and changing through into second position. But it's all the 4 car. Deacon Borthwick leading the way. Oh, contact between Brooke Soper and the 44i machine. Kahu Moxham from Riverside Speedway. He's a hard-nosed racer. What about the 13, Lucy Greer around the outside? Looking racy, the Greer logging. Colour Car Painters 13. Deacon Borthwick leads to the stripe from Soper. Greer. Moxham in the 44 digging around the bottom, and it's on at the front of this one. Lapper's coming into it. Oh, Borthwick, he's gone to the bottom, giving it away. Brooke Soper takes the lead. 2 wide for second place down the front straight. Lucy Greer on a mission in the 13 car. So it's a couple of young ladies, first and second at the moment. Brooke Soper in the custom signs, number 8D machine. From Lucy Greer. Next is Borthwick. Moxham, Simon. A couple of marshals running the middle of the racetrack at 1 and 2. The Marshall twins started deep in this one, working their way forward. Brooke Soper leading the way. Lucy Greer now to the inside. Oh, almost contact. And had to give away some real estate, did Lucy Greer. Checked up to avoid that contact at 1 and 2. Track just starting to look a little bit religious at 3 and 4. Some holes forming. Brooke Soper, Lucy Greer, the battle at the front of this one. Simon and Borthwick, 2 wide down at turn number 3. Bouncing through the holes is Borthwick round the bottom of 3 and 4. Shannon Simon into third position. 73 car goes another lap down. Ashley Bennett. Brooke Soper continues to lead this one, but it is all on at the front. Big rev limiter from all three leading vehicles at the moment. Brooke Soper, Lucy Greer, then Shannon Simon. Put a lapper between themselves and Borthwick. White flag, 1 to run. And don't they know it? Lucy Greer charges down with a big over and under. There's contact. Brooke Soper's been tagged. Greer can't go anywhere. It's a log jam. Borthwick, yellows are on. Wow. That was interesting. Contact between the leading pair, Soper and Lucy Greer. Interesting to see how this one is ruled. The right call to fade me out. Things were getting extremely dicey there. Great work from the pits as we come to the green once more. Brooke Soper in the 8D machine from Shannon Simon. Green and racing. Shannon Simon senses one here. Goes upstairs. Winds up some momentum. Good exit down the backstretch, and it is on for the lead. Lucy Greer now in the 13, having to do work on the outside of Deacon Borthwick. Right up high. White flag, 1 to run. Shannon Simon, Brooke Soper. The battle at the front of this one. Shannon Simon with a run. 2 wide down the back straight into 3. Just 3 and 4 to go here, folks. Brooke Soper around the bottom of the racetrack. Digs it off 4. Runs to the stripe. Brooke Soper. Off she goes to the checkered. Shannon Simon second. Lucy Greer ran third. From Borthwick, Moxham, the Marshall twins. Young Matthew Thomas in the 18 car struggled a little bit through the traffic in that one after such a good showing in the previous heat race. But Brooke Soper in the 8D custom signs. Mulford Holdings Youth Saloon takes heat number 2 here on opening night at Beachlands Speedway. Stock cars on the dummy grid. I'll be back soon with that action.
I'm Brittany Carpenter, driver of 85 GM, based out of Greymouth. I use wholesale tyres, coloured chrome rims on my car. If you're looking for something unique and different on your car, contact Wholesale Tyres to get these coloured rims. Or get a hold of them on Facebook at Wholesale Tyres, or go onto their website, which is www.wholesaletyres.net.nz. See you trackside.
Need coloured chrome rims? Wholesale Tyres. Good rims, better prices, great people.
Once again, everybody on the Pits Media, I hope you're enjoying the show. Everyone in the arena, even more so, live Speedway, how good. Green in the air, stock cars on the grid. Long hold. Racing now, Casey McEwen gets away. Look at Jacob Bolton up the inside of the 99 of Neighbour. So Bolton into second, Neighbour and Tree. Too wide down the back straight. Shane McKenzie poking a nose on Bailey Mitchell, who gets dispatched by Mowat. Big shot, Borthwick in the 18. Mitchell's car's shagged. It's collapsed in the left front down there at turn number 4. And the reds are on. That's for Mitchell. That car will not take any further part in this one, heat number 2 here at Beachlands Speedway. The 99 of Adam Neighbour to the infield. The Riverside Speedway stock car, the 99 to the infield. The Targa towing tow truck will go and hook Bailey Mitchell's 78 car on the wire and drag that out of the way. It's on for the lead, folks. Jacob Bolton, Casey McEwen. The 861 and the 16 respectively. Ahead of Jenna Tree, Shay McKenzie on debut in the stock cars. The Rotor Dig Excavation 163. Of course, the current 2NZ street stock. Shay McKenzie made the switch. Adjusts the mirrors, does Shay. Plenty of distance back to the 52 car. Zach McClenahan in the Ryco tank. He's got Mowat in the 79 from Riverside in behind. And then I do believe Tahura, Nico Tahura, to his outside in the 95. So he was Heat 1 winner, Nico Tahura. Couple of cars on the infield already. That's Neighbour and Glossop. Now being joined by Bailey Mitchell in the 78D car. He copped some serious beratement down there at turn number 3 and 4. Finished off at 4. The 18 of Aaron Borthwick involved in that tumble dryer. The offset cars seem to be quicker. Down the middle seems to be a little bit more solid. As the Rees-built cars do battle at the front. Jacob Bolton in the 861 hits the lead, ripping round the pole line. The 861 checks out. McEwen can't hang with that pace. Gets a wee tank slapper. Shay McKenzie now in the 163 goes looking. Jenna Tree in the 10 car, the tank with good pace. So it's all Jacob Bolton at the moment. Savannah Simon crawls the pole line in the 7 car. Of course, full contact, the stock cars. Simon picks up the throttle ahead of the race leader, Jacob Bolton. Bolton to the inside, puts a lap on Savannah Simon. Bolton's car speed, very, very impressive. Jenna Tree gets dispatched. The tanks go at it. So that was McClenahan, Zach McClenahan in the 52, the Ryco tank. Put Tree around. McKenzie uses the bumper on McEwen for second. McClenahan's coming after him. Jacob Bolton puts a lap on Jenna Tree in the 10T machine. Casey McEwen's come off pace, the 16. So Shane McKenzie runs second, with Zach McClenaghan now going through into second. So the Ryco tank carrying good speed round the bottom of the racetrack. Jacob Bolton's checked out. Fastest car on the racetrack is Bolton. Big shot. Nico Tahura puts one in the side of Mowat. Almost put him up and over. Mowat's got a flat right rear. So that's a hazard. Casey McEwen now under the pole line. Takes fire once more. White flag for the race leader. Jacob Bolton. Ripping the 861 around the bottom to the checkered. Jacob Bolton gets the job done. We wait for Zach McClenaghan to take second. There he goes. And Shane McKenzie third. Looks like Nico Tahura runs fourth. The 6 of Jai Fenn. McEwen with issues on the right rear of that car. Simon and Tree, the final finishers. So no doubt about heat number 2 for the stock cars, the 861, Jacob Bolton. Ginger Dave's not sure. There was no doubt about that one. Just about half a lap, clean pair of heels for Jacob Bolton. In the Lister Helicopters Bolton Racing Team 861D. Number 2. Production Saloons waiting in the wings. Take a breather on the pits. Back soon with more.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Narthai from Suck It Up Limited. If you're in the Canterbury area and need any hydro excavation, water blasting, vacuum loading, any septic tank cleaning or CCTV of your pipelines, please give me a call or contact us on our Facebook page.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
As the lights go down, the Production Saloons on the racetrack for their second heat race, the 63 of Constable on the outside of the front row with the hammer. Gary Cuff, though, in the big FG Falcon, the 19 car. Looks to the outside of Regan Constable. But it's all Regan Constable down the back straight. Gary Cuff, too wide into turn number 3. The Mike's Utes FG Falcon ripping round the top. Gary's Mechanical Repairs across the screen. Alan Kirk goes digging in the 37, so it's Falcon Honda at the moment. Alan Kirk has a look downstairs, hits the holes at 3, but gets good drive, too wide to the stripe. Alan Kirk on the inside, making it happen round the pole line. Gary Cuff working higher on the racetrack. This is as good as it gets for Production Saloon Racing, folks. Too wide for the lead. Gary Cuff overcooks a little bit at turn 4. Alan Kirk at the stripe. And it's still too wide. The two Falcons going at it, folks. Gary Cuff winding it up. Little bit of debris on the racetrack at turn 1. The crash crew, I think, are on it now. Looks like a muffler, Japanese muffler. Brian the Hammer might have lost one off the wee Mazda. Towmater will go and pick that up. Good spot from the pits. Through the earpiece to see that one. I was getting far too excited for the battle at the front. The two Falcons. The 37D car, long hold, backs the field up. Wily old veteran Alan Kirk. It's allowed Constable and Stewart an opportunity on the inside. Shane Presney ripping around the top in the 4D car. He's coming down the back straight, too wide at turn number 3 between Presney and Constable. That's for third place. Alan Kirk checking out though from Gary Cuff. Presney persevering with that middle to high groove, gets up by the fence, gives it a tag coming off at turn number 2. So Constable and Stewart, third and fourth. Regan Constable off the rails racing in that 63D machine. Can only watch as Gary Cuff draws closer to the race lead. Alan Kirk in the 37 car. Kirky's been in this position a zillion times. The Timaru Tyres BA Falcon of Alan Kirk. But look at Gary Cuff. Round the outside they go. Lead change at turn number 2. Gary Cuff is making something happen up higher on the racetrack. Alan Kirk still committed to the pole line. We're going to go 3 wide for the lead down the stretch this time. Alan Kirk on the inside. Gary Cuff ripping round the top. Regan Constable though through the middle sneaks the lead off turn number 2. Leaves the Falcons guessing behind him as Regan Constable in the 63D car split the gap. Regan Constable now off of turn number 2. He's actually cleared out a little bit from Gary Cuff. Alan Kirk, Shane Presney. Presney now nibbling on Alan Kirk as they run to the white. Regan Constable. Threaded the needle, hit the front, and he's going to do it easy in the end. Checked out 10 or 12 car lengths did Constable from Gary Cuff. Presney, Kirky battled all the way to the flag. Kirk settles for 4th, having led a lot of that one. Great race with the production saloons here at Beachlands Speedway. Their second heat race of the night. And it's Regan Constable in the 63D. Got the job done. $50-50 raffle, folks, for those in the arena. The 50-50 raffle. A blue ticket, 1195. 50-50 raffle, blue ticket, 1195 with the words 50-50 raffle across the top. You can pick up your winnings from the tower. Entrance through the turn 4 gate, the northern end of the racetrack, $457.50 to blue ticket 1195 for the 50-50. Regan Constable with the checkered flag held high, and rightly so, had a lot of work to do in that one. We'll have a breather. Back soon with more action here from opening night, Beachlands Speedway. Modified sprints coming up.
Anderton Decorators are a long-established Canterbury company covering the whole of the South Island who love to support their local community. If you require expert advice from design to application, then Shane has the expert team to ensure your next project is hassle-free with a professional finish. Floor to ceilings, walls to roof, inside, outside, commercial or residential. Let our team take the hassle out of your decorating. Give us a call now on 027 Painting. That's 027 724 6846. Anderton Decorators, we have you covered.
Modified sprints rolling around the racetrack, lights down, ready to do battle for their second heat race. Zach Newsham in the 66 from Riverside Speedway, outside pole. Elena Johnson in the 23. Green and racing, and it's Newsham. Gets away to an early jump. Slams the door into turn number 1. Zach Newsham in the 66. Ewan Stewart running round the outside in the 42 car. Elena Johnson in that 23. The black and gold 23 round the bottom. Zach Newsham led the opener, but it's a fierce battle at the moment for second. The 52 of Ryan Glover hasn't taken fire. Newsham leading the way. Elena Johnson digging round the bottom, battling with Vernon Helms. They're fighting for 4th place at the moment. Shanks in that 22 car. Chasing Newsham, the leader in the 66. Ewan Stewart in that 42 machine. Runs in 3rd. Ryan Glover in the 52 with issues looking down in the cockpit. Trying to get that car up to speed. Gives up on it, pulls to the infield. So Zach Newsham leading the way from Shanks in the 22. Gets a run at him down the backstretch, too wide at turn number 3. Shanks ripping around the outside of Newsham, who's got that down low real estate in the 66, down on the pole line. Mike Shanks working on his right rear corner. Through 3 and 4 we run. Newsham bobbles, comes up the racetrack a little bit. Mike Shanks working the smooth middle groove at the moment. Too wide down the back straight once more. The 22i and the 66i. Riverside cars. Oh, Newsham shut down out of the lead. Disappointment. Rolls under the pole line to a standstill. And we will throw the yellow. So Zach Newsham, disappointment for the 66i machine from Riverside Speedway. He'll take a push to a safer position, the 66 car of Newsham. Gesturing from the cockpit, he's gutted. Mike Shanks in the 22i machine, race leader now, was battling hard with Newsham. Vernon Helms in that 6i machine, I believe running second. Mike Shanks though may have issues with that race car, circulating very, very slowly. Pace car to the infield, and we'll go green this time by. Mike Shanks leads the field to green from Vernon Helms. Ewan Stewart, Elena Johnson the 4. Vernon Helms now rips to the bottom of the racetrack, takes the lead briefly. Shanks through the middle, snatches it back. Vernon Helms again commits down lows, way under the pole line. Gives up on that one. Way under the pole line was Vernon Helms. Hot line. Ewan Stewart bouncing like a kangaroo through 1 and 2. Elena Johnson gets into the rear bar of that, just about jumped into the pouch. Mike Shanks leading the way. The 22i machine from Riverside Speedway in Invercargill. Vernon Helms, the lightning bolt. That 6 car looking racy, again low side on the racetrack. Yellows are on. Missed the checkered. Apologies everybody.
Kia ora team, Kelly here from First Base Recruitment. Here I just want to do a plug or a shout out to Science Solutions. They've done this board for us here at First Base. They've also done some cars for us. They've done fantastic work. Communication is great. highly recommend them. So Sign Solutions, head on down and see them today.
Speedway is where we're at. Street stocks to be specific. Pace truck to the infield. Lights are down. Green and racing. Brett Bauer gets away nicely in the Lexus V8. To the early lead. Look at Ben Jenkins up the inside. 4 wide there briefly at the northern end of the racetrack. 3 wide down the back straight. Daytona Helm. Tank Slaper in front of the field. That was sketchy. Brett Bauer leads the way. Hoon Richards in the 1NZ car gives chase. The BA Falcon. Hard and fast racing at the front of this one. Daytona Helms shut the 318D machine down. Rolling to a stop in front of the field. That's a little bit sketchy. Reds are on. The 318 car will take a push to the infield as the cars are red. The SJ Allen Bell Clutha and V Motors, Croton Sandblasting. Support on the 318D machine. Over and out to the infield. Your 1NZ, Daryl Hoon Richards leads this one over there at turn number 3. From Bauer, Jenkins, Adams, Finch in that order. Mitchell Lavender next back, but a fair way back. The entry of 4. Looking down at the Muppet. Jacob Campbell in the 94D car on debut, straight out of youth saloons. Sam Cathro, Rollright Fabrication built car, VA Falcon. As the lights go down, green and racing, race leader Daryl Richards gets away nicely. He's got 8 or 9 car lengths over Brett Bauer in the 99 Bumblebee Lexus V8. Ben Jenkins in the 345. Brett Bauer surrounded by BA Falcons in front and behind. Ben Jenkins working the bottom of the racetrack. Bauer though holds on to that position. Daryl Richards from Bauer. Bauer now comes under fire from Ben Jenkins. BA Falcons everywhere you look. 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment. Brett Bauer in the 99 drops a spot to Ben Jenkins. 2 wide down the back straight. Working around the outside, straightens up a little bit of hip and shoulder between Jenkins and Bauer. Daryl Richards with some traffic. He's got the Muppet, Jacob Campbell, now a lap down. Sets his sights now on Murdy. 118D of Finch put a shot on. Going after Brett Bauer is Finchy. Alan Finch. Doesn't mind using the bumpers. Daryl Richards ticks off another lap. Ben Jenkins, though, beginning to close him down somewhat. Couple of lappers between the pair. As Mitchell Lavender now works on Alan Finch and Braden Adams. White flag for our race leader. Our very own 1NZ Daryl Richards. Dan McNally's come to rest at turn number 1, but we'll run this one home, I do believe. Daryl Richards to the stripe. Takes heat number 2 for the Street Stocks from Jenkins. Photo for third. Braden Adams got it. It was Adams ahead of Mitchell Lavender for third, then Alan Finch. And Brett Bauer puts a bumper on Alan Finch to underscore that one. Daryl Richards, the checkered flag in hand. For the 1NZ BA Falcon, pay him off, folks. Not every day we have our very own 1NZ run out of Beachlands Speedway. We get to be a witness to that all season long. And of course, Daryl Richards will do his best to defend that crown. The New Zealand Street Stock Championship is held once more this season. That concludes the second round of action here at Beachlands Speedway. Hope you're enjoying the show. Saloons on the dummy grid for their third and final heat race of the night. Leah Findlay, previous race winner from the outside of the front row. But there's talent right through that one. Back soon with more here at Beachlands Speedway on the pits. Up front, Blair Finlay, of course, previous race winner. Matt Green's been in the wars tonight with a little bit of fiberglass damage to the front of that race car. Got the offshore powerboat helmet on, you can see that a mile off. As the lights go down, Aaron Andrews looks racy. Look at that nudging on the back of Matt Green. Green in the air, Green and racing. Blair Finlay gets away to the early point, throws it in. Matt Green chirping away in second place. Peter Kirk slapped the fence big time. Fiberglass everywhere, the car's blown to smithereens. And the yellows will come on. We'll clean that mess up. We will go full course restart. Finlay leads the field. Full restart, of course, for the first lap incident. So Blair Finlay inside of the front row. Let's do it here at Beachlands Speedway. Green and racing. Matt Green got away much better that time. Blair Finlay feeds it into turn number 1. Ripping around the bottom and flies it down the back straight. The 98D machine leads Green, Andrews and McKellion. Matt Green looking pacey on the pole line. Finlay, half a car up the racetrack. Looking good at the moment. What about Aaron Andrews in that 57 Falcon-bodied Saloon? He's got that hooked up. Coming after Matt Green in the 59. The Scotsman, Stu Miller, struggling to keep pace with the leading 5 cars. Reasonably evenly matched, but Finlay is checking out. Shut the gate, he's out of here. McKellion looks low side. Nibbling away on Aaron Andrews, too wide for 3rd place. McKellion, good racing through 3 and 4 between Aaron Andrews and Dave McKellion. Mark Newell in that MV car got a big front bounce through 1 and 2. Aaron Andrews glued around the bottom. Finlay's gone, folks. Shut the gate. He's out of here. He will do it easy off the front of this one. The battle is all about second. McKellion now working on Matt Green. Aaron Andrews working the middle of the racetrack in the Otago Medals 57. McKellion and Green arguing over 3rd. Mark Newell looks on. McKellion right down low side. Paul Carr going a lap down in that 11D machine. Finlay, Andrews, McKellion, the top 3. Matt Green just a little bit balked by the 11D car of Paul Carr. Being put a lap on. Aaron Andrews starting to wind it up. Andrews chasing the race lead. Looking speedy in that 57 car. Finlay puts a lap on McLeod. White zone, 1 to run. Blair Finlay with the quarter mile of clay to go. Aaron Andrews now comfortable in 2nd. McKellion battle now for 4th between Newell and Green, but it's all Blair Finlay, the eye paint Corvette, the 98D. Takes honours, wins the night, does the 98D machine with a pair of race wins. Aaron Andrews looked good in that last one. McLeod rounds out the field and we'll call it done for the Saloons tonight. Blair Finlay with a couple of race wins. Brodie Finlay's boiled the jug again in the 77D car. That's the 2nd time that's happened tonight. That one looks a little bit worse than earlier.
It's action for the whole family. With 23 tracks around New Zealand, there is no better way to spend your weekends than at a Speedway New Zealand track.
Here they come to the start-finish line again.
There's something for the whole family. Sprint cars, saloons, stock cars, sidecars, midgets, and much, much more. Pack up the family and make a trip to adrenaline-filled, action-packed bashes and crashes that only Speedway can deliver. Visit www.speedway.co.nz to find out the track nearest to you. Speedway, it's our summer thing.
Down the Valley Motor Court. Official pace car with Lockie McLean at the wheel. Pulls to the infield, will get a start this time by the 26 of Shannon Simon. front row all the years. Takes the green. The 97 of Clay Marshall gives chase. Leo Bennett in that 66 car a little bit higher on the racetrack. There's contact, big roll. Well, boy, oh boy, the Reds are on immediately. Looked like Matty Stewart got in the fence in avoidance. Leo Bennett's gone over big time with contact between him and the 18 of Matthew Thomas. Racing deal at turn number 2. Up and over it went. The Corolla went turtle. Back to the feet. Through this one, keep an eye out for Lucy Greer in the 13. The Marshall twins also, as Shannon Simon gets away under the green. Puffs of smoke from both Marshall and Thomas, second and third. Shannon Simon checks out though, 10 or 12 car lengths early. Clay Marshall runs in second now. From Matthew Thomas, the 65 lap car. That's Caitlin Bennett. Just checks up the leading few a little bit. Keeps out of the way though, down on the pole line. Shannon Simon, clean pair of heels. From Clay Marshall, Matthew Thomas with his hands full. Lucy Greer and Clay Marshall, Caleb Marshall in the 88. Twins, you see. Shannon Simon's checked out. There's a good, healthy battle going on for third place. Lucy Greer slaps the fence coming off turn number 2. That opens the door for Caleb Marshall. That door's closed by the encountered lap car, the 73. Ashley Bennett, just learning the ropes tonight. Opening night here at Beachlands Speedway. Shannon Simon making light work of these lap cars. Hot battle for third though. Matthew Thomas, Lucy Greer, Caleb Marshall, the 3 cars going hammer and tong at the moment. That's the battle for third place. Matthew Thomas with the ascendancy in that battle. Lucy Greer now looks to the outside, down into turn number 1. High and wide on the racetrack, right up by the fence. Opens the door a little bit, too wide between Caleb Marshall and Lucy Greer down the back chute. Lucy Greer rolling the dice up high on the racetrack. Racing hard. Greer slaps the fence a little bit at turn number 2 again. Shannon Simon checked out. Clay Marshall, a lonely second. It is absolutely all on for third though. Zara Lee Tahura's now into that battle. The lappers making things interesting for third. That's where the interest is in this one. As Shannon Simon runs to the checkered. Comes off a turn 4 to the checkered flag. Comfortable victory for Shannon Simon. Second runs the 97 of Clay Marshall. And now this battle for third. Caleb Marshall in the 88 gets that job done. Crosses now from Matthew Thomas, Zara Lee Tahura and Lucy Greer in that order. as we wait for the rest of our runners to round out the field. The 65 of Caitlin Bennett does so. Shannon Simon checked out, clean pair of heels. And won it by a country mile. The Mulford Holdings Youth Saloons done for the night. 3 entertaining heat races. Shannon Simon gets the chocolates in the third. Stock cars next. Stay with us here at Beachlands Speedway.
Hi, welcome to X Factor Cars, Southland's multi-award-winning pre-owned dealership. Stockists of classic collectibles, V8s, family vehicles, trade vehicles, and everything in between. Thinking American or Aussie muscle, family vehicle or custom? Think X Factor Cars.
Stock cars stacking up for their third and final heat race of the night. Few stock cars missing from this one. Front row, Gary Mowat, all by himself. Jenna Tree on the second row in the 10 car. Third row, Shay McKenzie, Jacob Bolton. Jacob has sat slightly out of line here, looking for a good start in the 861. Lights go down. Green and racing. Mowat gets away. Gary Mowat in the 79. Shay McKenzie looking around the outside. At turns number 1 and 2. McKenzie down the outside, 2 wide for the race lead. Down into turn number 3 for the first time. Tahura and Tree going at it for 4th position. 3 wide for the race lead. Mowat, Bolton and McKenzie racing hard. Bolton takes the lead down the back chute. McKenzie looking racy. Will he use the bumper? Shay McKenzie on debut. The 52, the tank's gone around. McClenaghan, of course, in the Ryco tank. So he's stranded, exit of 4. Can he refire? No. Cause of red. So he will go to the infield, the Ryco tank, the 52 of Zach McClenaghan. After a couple of challenging heat races so far tonight with the stock cars here at Beachlands Speedway. Opening night. Lights are down. Green is on. Jacob Bolton gets away. Shay McKenzie gives chase. Gary Mowat in that 79 car doing all he can to hang with the leading pair. The 427 car has come to rest down there at turn number 1. Blossom. Takes a push to the infield. As the lights go down, green and racing again. Jacob Bolton in that 861 leading the way. Shay McKenzie looking to get a bumper on in the 163. Gary Mowat in that 79 car. running a somewhat lonely third at the moment. As things go a little bit quiet on the racetrack with the stock cars, Jacob Bolton continues to lead the way in that 861 car. Shay McKenzie on debut, remember. The current 2NZ street stock competitor Shay McKenzie doing a stellar job on debut in the 163 car. And Gary Mowat, as I said, a little bit of a lonely third at the moment. White flag, 1 to run for Jacob Bolton. The brand new Peter Rees built 861 Lister Helicopters Bolton Racing Team takes heat number 3. The first night that car has ever raced, and boy, it's shown its speed tonight. Shay McKenzie did all he could in the 163. But the car speed of the 861 is undeniable here at Beachlands Speedway tonight on opening night. Jacob Bolton, untouchable in the stock cars. That brings to an end the 3 heat races for the stock cars tonight, folks. We do have an 8-lap teams race for the stock cars. Last race on the program. Remains to be seen if we have enough stock cars left for a teams race. Certainly a depleted field. Production Saloons next out on the racetrack. Give Jacob Bolton a round of applause, folks. We'll be back soon with the Production Saloons for their 3rd and final heat race here at Beachlands Speedway, opening night.
Hi, I'm Brittany Carpenter, driver of 85 GM, based out of Greymouth. I use wholesale tyres, coloured chrome rims on my car. If you're looking for something unique and different on your car, contact Wholesale Tyres to get these coloured rims. Or get a hold of them on Facebook at Wholesale Tyres, or go onto their website, which is www.wholesaletyres.net.nz. See you trackside.
Need coloured chrome rims? Wholesale Tyres. Good rims, better prices, great people.
Gary Cuff in the 19, one to watch. Presney, Constable in the 63, buried in this one. Ben Howard gets away. Alan Kirk charges up the inside though in the big 37. The little Toyota being muscled by a pair of Falcons. Presney's in the fence at the exit of 2. Rides the Lightning 4 wide through the entry of turn number 3. Alan Kirk leads the way from Howard, Cuff, Cummings. We go back to one of the Stewart racing team, Alicia Stewart, I believe. Alan Kirk, though, leads the way. Gary Cuff moves his way into second place, working a nice higher groove on the racetrack. Battles right down through this one. Shane Presney in a tussle there with Cody Dennison in that 95, the Ginger Ninja. Here comes Violet Cummings in this 39 car, moves into 3rd position. Chasing the leaders down, that Prelude is wound up round the bottom. Bit of a tussle over there at turn 2. Dennison involved. So too Kaylee in the 26, who's now gone to the infield. This one is on at the front. Alan Kirk, tough. Violet Cummings now showing the nose around the inside of the racetrack. Alan Kirk slightly overcooks himself at turn number 2. And all the while, Violet Cummings moving into this battle. What about the 804, the Primera? James Woods from Cromwell fighting his way into this. Look at that Primera go, the 804 from Central Motor Speedway. The SR20 is howling down the back straight. Nibbles a little bit on the inside of Gary Cuff. Violet Cummings, those hit the front, folks. Violet Cummings round the bottom of the racetrack to the point of this one. Gary Cuff now in second. James Woods in the 804. Could he steal this one? White flag on display. 1 to run, and it's too wide for the lead. Gary Cuff, Violet Cummings, too wide down the back straight for the last time with the productions. Violet Cummings on the bottom. Gary Cuff catches a rut. Violet Cummings, off she goes to the line. Checkered's waving for Alan Kirk, but the race lead was Violet Cummings. They're going to race all the way. The flagman got it wrong. There's a little bit of contact on the run to the flag for the second time. But Violet Cummings, folks, mark my words, won that one in the 39 machine. Second race win tonight for Violet Cummings. I believe it's Jared Constable's come to a halt at the exit of turn number 4. D machine. Wind Terminal didn't make the finish of that one. It was circulating slowly prior to that. But it's all scary. Violet Cummings and the Bidfood Timaru. All About Signs, number 39D. Scary. Violet Cummings. Pay her off, folks. Dominant performance. Vernon Helms on the outside of the front row. Shared, of course, with the 22 of Mike Shanks. A couple of Riverside Speedway cars. And that awesome looking 66 of Zach Newsham inside of the second row. Come to the green and we are racing. Shanks was caught napping. Vernon Helms streaked away early. Vernon Helms caught a rut at turn number 2. Wheel stood off up toward the fence. So it will very much be a case of picking a line that doesn't have a hole in it. Helms struggling a little bit. Here comes Mike Shanks in the 22. The leading pair have absolutely checked out. The 42 of Ewan Stewart next back has his hands full with Zach Newsham. Mike Shanks in the 22 car. Chasing hard, but Vernon Helms in the 6. The Lightning Bolt, the 6i machine. Leading the way. 8 laps the journey. Shanks goes low side, as low as he can. Just bobbles a little bit off the apron. Helms' car doesn't appear to ride the bumps quite as sweet as Shanks does at 1 and 2. As I say that, Shanks bounces a rut. At turn number 3, runs a little bit wide. As there's battles down through for the minors. The leading pair have checked out. Half a lap on third place, Newsham. Helms and Shanks. Shanks runs through the middle of turn 3 and 4. That time got a little bit of a gain. Does the same again at the southern end, 1 and 2. And Shanks certainly looking racy here. White flag, 1 to run. What can Mike Shanks do? Gets a good run down the back straight. Tries something at 3 and 4, but not to be. Vernon Helms to the checkers. The 6-eye, the lightning bolt, gets the job done. Mike Shanks runs second. We wait for third. It's Newsham, the 66. Then it's Ewan Stewart, Elena Johnson, and the 88. Mason Whelan round out the field. So Vernon Helms takes the third and final heat race for the modified sprints here on opening night at Beachlands Speedway. Be sure to give him a round of applause in the arena. Street Stocks next, the last heat race of the night. Back soon. Street Stocks about to go live here at Beachlands Speedway, opening night, heat number 3. Pace truck off. Lights are down, green in the air. Racing now, Daryl Richards gets away. Mitchell Lavender in that 555 car gives chase as we charge off down the back straight. Ben Jenkins to the inside of Alan Finch. Jenkins caught a rut, cost himself a little bit of time. Hip and shoulder between him and Alan Finch. Mitchell Lavender in the 555, working on Daryl Richards for the lead of this one. Richards rattles another lap off. Oh, Braden Adams, big bike up on 2 wheels into turn number 1 there. That was a sketchy moment for the 475. Again, it is our 1NZ, Daryl Richards leading the way. Jenkins and Stewart arguing over 3rd and 4th place. Alan Finch and Braden Adams doing battle. Alan Finch fed a bumper into the left rear of Braden Adams, so watch that one off of turn number 2. The 118 car. Looking to mix it up. Braden Adams goes around, so Finchy got him. Richards leading the way, the 1NZ, Daryl Hoondog Richards. From Mitchell Lavender, Ben Jenkins running them down. Slowly but surely. Matt Stewart just doesn't quite have the car speed to match those leading Falcons tonight. The bender is up the wall. That's Bissett, Ben Bissett. Sprayed the wall down the back straight. It's on for the lead now though. Hard and fast racing. Mitchell Lavender and Daryl Richards come to the white. One to run, and it is on at the front. Lap traffic in front of that pair. Lavender lost some ground at 1 and 2, bobbled a little bit through turn 1. Richards is going to run off turn number 4 to the flag. Daryl Richards, Mitchell Lavender, then Ben Jenkins. Next home is Matt Stewart in the 828. Alan Finch in the 118. I believe Braden Adams next. There's the remainder of the field completes for heat number 3 with the street stocks here on opening night at Beachlands Speedway. Daryl Richards, the 1NZ car, gets the job done. We have a stock car teams race on the program. Hold fire, folks. See if we've got enough stock cars to get that one up and going. I do suspect we may be done for the night, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the show here in the arena.